Here is the panel. It has a 3mm aluminum sheet outside and a 2mm aluminum sheet on the inside. We invited Igor Parshin. Igor, welcome. These are our great friends. The SDM Kimya company looked at a lot of sealants, warm base profiles, compact phone. We very actively use their products. This is what it looks like. That is, the frame is milled, a closer is installed there. We do not see it either from the inside or from the outside. It is completely hidden. So in a standard setup, to transfer the wire from the leaf to the frame, there are special cable channels. This contact node allows us to avoid using those cable channels. And when you open the leaf, you don't see those special cables or anything like that. I want to make it better when I have it here. Otherwise, your fingers might get pinched. It can be quite tight, so it's better to wear gloves. But actually, Artem, these gloves won't really help. They'll get wet, so you can go without worry.
Otherwise, you won't be able to leave skin on your finger. It's pressing, and there are gloves. But actually, Artem, these gloves won't really help. They'll get wet, so you can go without worry. Don't worry, we won't take anything apart. Everything will be set up. Come on, don't stress, just keep talking. Friends, hello to everyone.
Today we are at our production facility. In my previous videos, I talked about these panels from Germany called Adeco at the Window Days exhibition. They are glued onto the doors, and it resulted in a very decorative, cool designer door. And here we are finally assembling a few of these doors at our production facility. This is the first time we're actively promoting this product, and I highly recommend it. There are two doors behind me, just like these. These are the two panels. These aren't doors, these are actually the panels that came to us from Germany. One is this big, two is a little smaller. And now we're going to unpack them and see how they look, how beautiful they are. And next we're going to glue one panel. The SDM Kimya company and Igor Parshin have arrived, and we will glue it together with them. They are suppliers. The gluing technology itself. So about this sealant and all the primers and so on, just stay with us. It's going to be interesting. Let's go. As you can see, it's packed really well. The guys did a great job because it's very delicate. That is, yes, there is a coating powder, and accordingly, it is expensive in itself. This panel also costs quite a bit, so of course I need to pack it well to ensure it arrives intact. Well, let's unwrap it. Listen, it's like this one. Yeah, there are videos like that where you order something from China and they do unboxing in a new style format on the channel, unboxing doors and panels from Germany. So in general, this door has a hidden handle, as you can see. Now we're going to glue it, and we'll show you more details, including the wiring. Here was the lighting. For the handle is brought out, it has LED lighting on this hidden handle. Here's the panel. It has a 3mm aluminum sheet on the outside and a 2mm aluminum sheet on the inside. So first we're going to glue one panel and then the second one. Well, inside the door frame itself. And here's what the supplier talked about in the video. At the bottom of the window there's a rubber damper inside. This is needed so that when the temperature expands, the door doesn't warp. There's a special rubber gasket inside, as you can see. Well, this is the insulation material, which is quite important for the overall structure of the product. And here we have a milled hole, as mentioned earlier. We already ordered it specifically with the hole for our needs in this project. According to the drawings, the supplier will install the EK scanner here. The supplier is the fingerprint scanner. So the door will be equipped with, in addition to the Adeco panel, a GU motor. In addition to the main panel, we received these metal strips, about 50mm wide and 3mm thick. What are they for? They are needed to stick onto the frame. So we have the leaf. This panel is glued onto the leaf to create a flat surface with the strips. We glue it along the perimeter of the frame and everything works out. There is a solution in one plane. The Schuco company offers a unique solution with a special profile for the leaf, allowing the panel to fit into a recess, becoming flush with the frame without needing glue. In contrast, the Alutech system requires strips to attach the panel, eliminating the need for glue on the frame. But we have the Alutech system, which is why we have these strips. We're going to stick everything on now and see how it looks in real life. So in general, this is what the strip looks like, this whole color. We're going to stick everything on now and see how it looks in real life. So in general, this is what the strip looks like, this whole color. It has a rough texture. Strips painted in the same moire are attached to appear smooth. These strips that are on the frame are also painted in the same moire. So this is how they will be glued on, and they'll look like they're in one smooth plane. This is the second panel. This design also turns out like this. A hidden handle, there's a double glazed unit here, a glass insert, and handle like this. It's big, right? Almost the full height, not like that one. There will also be LED backlighting here. The wires are routed out. This will be a scanner and a fingerprint reader. So in general, we're going to stick this panel on now. Here are the wires routed out. This will be a scanner and a fingerprint reader. So in general, we're going to stick this panel on now. This one was for the second door. There was climate control. The panel looks absolutely amazing, really, very cool. I like it. So friends, now that we've looked at these panels, let's move on to the actual process of bonding this panel. We invited Igor Parshin to our design. Igor, hello. They are our great friends. There is also a video from the Days of the Window forum. We will leave you a link in the description of where we were at the stand. At SDM Chemistry, we looked at a lot of sealants, specifically the warm profiles like compact and foam. We actively use their products, and now we've invited them to help us with the bonding. They brought special guns, adhesives, and so on. We actively use their products, and now we've invited them to help us with the bonding. Guns, special adhesives, and so on. Now, here, Igor will tell you more about the adhesive and the technology itself.
Good afternoon, dear colleagues. Thank you, Artem. He invited us to the Holy of Holies, where high-quality aluminum windows, doors, and portals are produced. We are now going to work on a new technology, bonding into the aluminum frame of Adeco door leaves. The company from DM Chemia has been engaged in industrial adhesives for almost 10 years now. Sealants, as a rule, are of industrial quality for gluing double glazed windows, for pasting, and sheets for gluing corners in aluminum structures. And now, step by step, we will just show how we will prepare the adhesive. The glue is applied, then with some intervals. All this will be vulcanized, and in the end we will make a finished door in perfect quality. The guys will help me with this, and we will then provide this video. I understand this is for all the clients, so they can see how this is done.
Igor, can you tell us what we have here with these nozzles? I understand that this is a pneumatic gun, which is used for these different types of adhesives. Next, we have this two-component adhesive, so you can see two different colors, black and beige. Accordingly, when they are mixed, the result is very strong. There's a special connection. Let's say, so, tell us what we have here with this Euroflex 9280.
This is for it. Yes, Artem started with the gun. It is essential. Mixing two components makes a manual gun difficult, and the adhesive vulcanizes quickly. This 9280 is a two-component adhesive, and our polymer adhesive bonds aluminum structures well. When bonding the leaf to the frame, it's powder coated. Especially this 9280 is a two-component adhesive, and our polymer adhesive is really good for bonding various aluminum structures. That is, when we bond the leaf to the frame, it's painted with powder coating. For example, here, even before we start bonding, we definitely need to conduct a preliminary adhesion test. So we sanded it down. And you can see here, right? It's been about 20-30 minutes. And you can see it's already set. It's not fully vulcanized yet, but it's already pretty solid. Here, we just applied a primer to improve adhesion. This is the Purecker 6204 primer. Here we also enhance the adhesion by sanding it down. So we always recommend doing a preliminary application like this before you start applying the adhesive.
We're going to try to peel it off and see how the adhesion is. We've scratched it here. For better adhesion, sand the profile directly. Peel it off before the adhesive is fully dry. This is exactly the part we're going to peel off, right? We're going to do that a little later. It's still a bit early to peel it off.
So it's better to peel it off before the adhesive is completely dry, which usually takes about 1 to 2 hours. Well, let's see
how we're doing on time and also try to peel off from the arc. This green and yellow one is the adhesive for bonding corners. This is a fast adhesive. Unlike the light polyurethanes that are currently on the market, they are beige. This one is black and sets very quickly. When you have a large number of structures and there is little space in the workshop, then it is better for you to glue them. And then, after an hour or an hour and a half, you can already stack them and continue processing.
We bought and tested the adhesive, now actively using it. As Igor mentioned, corners dry faster. We have already tried it and are actively using it. And the advantage, as Igor mentioned, is that the corner dries faster. So this is the corner that connects the structure. Here the adhesive is pumped in. And regular standard adhesive takes about a day to dry, while this adhesive dries in about 1 to 1.5 hours. That's why I use it. It's a bit more expensive, but it's justified in terms of the speed of product output. And what do we not have there? Overproduction and piles of blanks.
As I mentioned before, we start the gluing process. We have 2 pieces of profile. We tried applying the adhesive. So we applied the primer and also sanded it using a sanding belt. And we also applied the primer, and now we are checking how well it has hardened. You see, it has turned into this rubber. We made the cuts. This is how we make the cuts. We check thoroughly from both sides. We can see that the rubber mass is absolutely the same after about 2 hours. Here we are. We can see that the adhesive is very good. I'm trying to pull it off and it's holding really well. So the adhesive should be able to tear but not come off like this. The layer is thick, so it's hard to even pull it off. That's why we can take a look. You see, it's dense here as well, and overall we can't pull it off either. The layer is thick. It's hard to even tear it off. So we can take a look. Here, you see it is dense here too, and in general we cannot tear it off either. That is excellent gazer, that is in principle. Cannot sand, but simply go through a fairly good primer, and it will work great with. You need to apply it to both the frame part and the actual panel.
Guys, the door is still lying down. I'll talk about the hardware that's installed on this door. So the lock is made by GU company. This lock is motorized, meaning it starts with a motor that is powered by electricity. Next, we have a hidden closer, and this is what it looks like, meaning it's installed in the milled door leaf. A closer is installed there. We can't see it from the inside or the outside, it's completely hidden. Next, we've installed hidden hinges here. These are currently installed on the door leaf, and later they will be installed on the frame, so they won't be visible either. We have 3 hidden hinges installed here for extra support. This comes with the GU lock feature. This is what's called a contact unit. It transmits electricity from the scanner or power to the lock, avoiding cable ducts. It's a smart solution with parts on the door and frame. We have essential wires that are needed to transmit from the fingerprint scanner or from the incoming electricity to the lock. So, in a standard setup, to run the wire from the door leaf to the frame, there are special cable ducts. This contact unit allows you to avoid using those cable ducts, and when you open the door leaf, you don't have those special cables, so the wire won't get pinched or damaged. It's a really cool solution, with one part on the door leaf and the other part on the frame. And here we have these contact elements. When the door leaf is closed, we have a contact, and when the door leaf is open, we don't have a contact. And also, this contact unit serves as a power supply. So one part of this contact unit, next to 220 volts, just a regular electrical network, and it converts it to 24 volts and transmits it to the door leaf part. And then it goes through the wires to the lock and to the scanner. Fingerprint. And all of this works together to unlock the door. In general, it's such an interesting technology. They are laughing. This is all like that, and this is like a damper. I don't know. Breathe in the German air. So this is the power supply for the backlight. And here's a touch button that can change different colors like green or red and adjust the brightness. Change. But this is like a light dimmer on the door handle and this power supply, and the dancing is the LED strip that it controls. Well, Here we have all the connection diagrams, and as you can see at this moment, we're going to do all of this.
Or do you want Mazza? I want to submit to the new one. I'm better. Otherwise, you won't have any skin left on your fingers, and there are music gloves. But really, Artem, these gloves won't help. They'll get wet, so you can do it without worry. Don't worry. No, it's rubber. It'll hold. All right, let's go. Don't worry. Talk.
So, guys, in general, Igor and I are starting to prepare our door for the installation and gluing of the Adeco panels. Here's a special primer. So the point is that we need to coat it with primer, well, to wipe it down, right? The primer degreases the surface for us. Right.
It degreases and improves adhesion.
It degreases.
And it improves the bonding, removes all the dust. Yes, I also help. I help. You know, you're actually a very responsible employee. You see how you do things. Actually, this is how you should do it, Arthur. It's better this way, and then you did well, not like that. In this way, either clockwise or counterclockwise. This way will be enough. Clockwise or counterclockwise. This way will be enough. And the primer is expensive, so to cover it for a long time. It lasts a long time.
So with this same primer, we'll later treat the inside of the Adeco panel to ensure the adhesion is as good as possible. Next, we have the tape, 3M tape, or 1 millimeter thick. Our task now is to stick this tape 1 millimeter. Our task now is to stick this tape here, carefully around the perimeter of the door is the tape. It will give us the same thickness, and it will also prevent the glue from oozing out from the inside so it doesn't look messy. Here we have the glue. We've set up the pneumatic gun, and now we're going to put on a special nozzle that mixes. Which one should we use?
This is the difference, but in principle, there is no difference since the ratio is 1:1. We can make the layer thinner. Here the nozzle is thicker. It doesn't matter which cap you need to remove. Just take this one off and pull everything out. Pull it out with the rod. Pull out the S-can. Just pull out the little hairs. Yeah, and that's it. And just a little bit of the first layer will come out. Just wait. Will it work without the nozzle and the growth? Yes, yes. And it will push out a little bit of the first layer. Just wait.
Will it work without the nozzle and growth?
Sure, yeah, it happens, yes, yes. Just a little bit, just a little bit. You need some skill here too. You see two components. One component and the component in. Now it will mix through the nozzle.
Yeah. So should I push a little out of the nozzle?
Control flow. Move fast for a thin layer, zigzag pattern. If thick won't work, try another nozzle. So, in this way, but it's important to move quickly so that the layer comes out like it did at the beginning. Ideally, it should be applied in a zigzag pattern, right? Act fast. Try a new nozzle. Adjust nozzle, speed, pressure, power for good flow. Start here.
In general, we need to adjust the nozzle, speed, pressure, or power to get a good flow.
But I need to, well, yeah, let's go. And accordingly, we start from here. And this is how we do it. So, what we can do is make the material a bit thicker by utilizing the pneumatic gun. This tool allows the material to be applied in a thicker layer, and it comes out quite smoothly and effortlessly, ensuring an even application.
So basically we've applied the glue and we've placed these wooden pieces. We put them here on purpose. We're going to put the panel here. Let's lower it and kind of move it a bit on these wooden pieces to position it from the center, right along the edge. And then we'll remove this protective
from the
film.
glue. 3, Moscow.
Yeah, what I was saying there. Yeah, I'm going to do it carefully like this right now. These are the tiers right here. Yes, when lifting it, we need to make sure it comes out neatly from there.
This is how we do it. Otherwise, it will be inconvenient to get underneath later. Yeah, come on. This is the most crucial moment, so we need to be responsible.
Guys, come from all four corners and make sure that everything lines up correctly, that this corner matches with that corner. Uplifting music.
Well, in general, we waited for 2 hours. The door has rested, and now we've glued the first outer panel. We're going to flip it over, apply foam, glue the second panel, and I'll show you everything.
After we've flipped our product, we take the following steps. So we definitely need to foam this gap between the panel and the frame of the sash to avoid, that empty space effect. It's essential to foam it. That effect of empty space. So it's essential to foam it. Right now, it's better to use a special elastic foam that can compensate for the tension. So the soft foam that will compensate for all these movements. After that, we repeat the whole process, soft, which will compensate for all these movements. After that, we repeat the whole process. That is, we will also apply Scotch tape, we will also apply glue, and accordingly, here we definitely need to go over it with a damp cloth. The filling itself is to remove all that production dust, since we will also be applying glue here. And after that, accordingly, we will press the inner filling panel Adeco, just like this. The importance should be noted, filling this joint between the panel made of foamed polyurethane and the frame. So use foam that is not rigid but elastic. So we fill it with elastic foam. So use foam that is not rigid but elastic. So we fill it with elastic foam. For what purpose? So that when the foam expands, it doesn't warp the panel, although we will glue this. But there are times when the foam rises a lot, and it can lead to certain issues. With that moment, it creates a wavy effect on the front side of the panel. So it's better to use foam that has low expansion, and it's better if it's elastic. First of all, it's sound absorbing, and at the same time, it won't put too much pressure on our panel.
So in general, we took the back side of the panel. Now we have also treated it with primer. And this is the tape that comes from the suppliers. We are applying the tape around the perimeter. This hole, because when we apply it to the door, it fits against the glass unit and it looks very nice. Exactly, basically just like we always do. Guys, well, we just showed you how to glue the Adeco panel to our aluminum door. If you liked it, be sure to order using the link. All our contact information will be in the description. Call us, write to us, definitely like this video, subscribe to the channel. There will be a lot more really good videos. Bye, everyone.